it has taken our life over.
In a world desperate to tear itself apart, only one man, and some other people, stand in the way of total destruction. Together they will right the wrongs, make bad good, and single-handedly destroy evil, together. Who is this man, you may ask? This man is Geoff.
Hello and welcome to the season finale of Geoff Jones and Friends Make It Better, the show that takes one of life's little annoyances, gives them a guest, a microphone, a podcast, and the utmost gratitude to his guests for coming on to make everything better. For the last year, I've been joined by a host of amazing people, all with a singular goal to make the world a better place, one brick at a time. Season 2 is following soon, but for now, here is a roundup of all my guests so far. So a big thank you to all that have taken part and all who have listened. This podcast is nothing without you. Big love, people. Enjoy. Today I'm joined by head of production of Face TV, Mr. Carl Austin. Hello, Carl. How you doing?
Hello, mate. Yeah, I'm doing very well.
Today, taking the challenge of having a good old moan, but then sticking it in the recycling bin and getting a better outcome for himself, is comedian Ben McLaughlin. There you go. Is that all right?
It was all right. Yeah, I think I'm more umbrage with the word comedian than my last name. So that's good. We're good.
Well,
we call it chancer at this stage.
Today, I'm joined by author, blogger, poet, Goblin Queen, Jordan Duncan. Hello, Jordan. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How about you?
Today, I'm joined by comedian Helen Pryor. Hello, Helen. How are you?
Hi, Geoff. Well, actually, I'm fine. I'm trying to be always fine.
Today, I'm joined by author Jay Bechtel. How are you, Jay?
I'm pretty good, thanks. It's fun being referred to as author.
Today, I'm joined by screenwriter and author Gary Goldstein. Hello, Gary. How are you?
Hey, Geoff. How are you? I'm in Los Angeles. You're all the way in England.
Look at this. We're
a world apart.
Meeting, a world apart, but so close.
One screen.
One screen, one dream. I'm joined on this episode by author Tim Hardy. Hi, Tim. How you doing?
Hi there, Geoff. Thanks for inviting me on.
Today, I'm joined by author Gareth Jones. Hi, Gareth. How are you? And what are we making better today?
Today we're talking about terrible, crappy drivers on the road.
Today, I'm joined by director, writer, and creator of one of my favorite ever horror films, Bernie Rao. Bernie,
hey.
It's a pleasure to have you on. How are you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here.
Today, I'm delighted to welcome drag queen, comedian, entertainer, and educator, Miss Lahore. Miss Lahore, how are you today?
Hi, I'm doing really great. I'm super excited to join you today. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Today, I'm joined by Kirsty Kraut, comedian. How are you, Kirsty?
I'm smashing, thanks, Geoff.
Today, I'm joined by author Robert Atone. Hello, Robert. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me.
I'm today joined by stand-up comedian and digital content creator, Steer. Steer, how are you?
Not bad. Thanks for asking and inviting me to this project.
On today's episode, I'm joined by author and blogger, Matt Adland. Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
On this episode, I'm joined by stand-up comedian Matt Roseblade. Matt, how are you?
Hello, Geoff. I'm very well, thank you.
On this episode, I'm joined by author, producer, and educator, Bibi Crowell. Bibi, how are you? Sorry, Bibiana, my God. I've messed up already. I'm joined by Bibiana Crowell. How are you, Bibiana?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show.
On this episode, I'm joined by Dan Churchley, magician, comedian, and all-round comedy entertainer. Dan, how are you doing this evening?
I'm really well, thank you. It's good to catch up with you. Nice.
Today I'm delighted to welcome Contagion Media's KBR. KBR, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Today I'm delighted to welcome Travis, host of the Bar Banter podcast. Travis, how are you?
Geoff, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Today I'm delighted to welcome BBC local presenter and stand-up comedian Sam Fraser. Sam, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really well, Geoff. I'm thrilled to be here. Fresh from a gig myself.
Today I am delighted to welcome our first ever repeat guest, author Tim Hardy. Tim, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, Geoff. How are you doing?
Today I'm delighted to welcome broadcaster and comedian Simon Wilson. Simon, how are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. How are you?
Today I'm delighted to welcome award-winning TV script and feature writer Hugh Murchison. Hugh, how are you?
Good. And you, Geoff?
On this episode, I'm delighted to welcome medically retired veteran in recovery, comedian Jay Saunders. Jay, how are you?
I'm very well, mate. Very well.
I'm delighted to welcome the Demise of Arms and Rethink Yourself author, Victor Afoso. Victor, how are you?
Thank you. I'm very well, thank you.
I'm delighted to welcome comedian, musician, music teacher, father, son, and moron, Mike Vaughan. Mike Vaughan.
Thank you, Geoff.
To a very, very special Father's Day episode of Geoff Jones and Friends Make It Better.
Hello, Geoff. Hello, everyone listening.
Mike, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. I'm good.
I'm delighted today to welcome comedian Jude Haggard. Jude, how are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
On this National PTSD Awareness Day special, I'm delighted to welcome not one, not two, but three guests. The first time I've ever had more than one person on. So let's see the carnage unfold. But I'm joined by veterans, comedians, Invictus Games competitors. I am getting up in the world with this podcast. Previous guest and inspiration for this special, Jay Saunders. Say hello, Jay.
Hi, folks.
Rich Waldron, welcome for the first time.
Hi.
And Gabe Murphy. Murphy, how are you?
Grand. How are you now? Are you well?
Yes, not too bad. All the better for having you, gentlemen. I am delighted on this episode to be joined by a good friend of mine, author Mr. Luke Amelia. Luke, how the devil are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Today, I am joined by Rick Mattison, who is, I hope I said that right, from the Bar Banter podcast. Rick, how are you today?
I'm doing well, and you did. You're the only, one of the few people that says Madison, not mad, like people normally do. So,
as it is the anniversary week, I'm putting out 5 special episodes to celebrate. And on this one, I'm joined by the guys that I've known each for, I don't know, over 20 years or something like that. And I thought, what better to celebrate Geoff Jones and Friends to actually have Geoff Jones's friends on. First up, I'd like to introduce Mr. Floor Chips himself. That's Will Jones. Say hi, Will.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, appreciate that.
Nice to see you.
To be here.
Thanks for coming on. Next, we have a man who has had 2 invitations to this podcast, but needs no invitation to take his shirt off. It's Mr. Carl Austin. Say hi, Carl.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Very well, thank you. Don't pretend like we haven't been talking for the last 20 minutes. And finally, he may be the baby of the bunch, but he's hairier than a turd in a dog basket. It's Mr. Rick Giles. Hey, Rick, how you doing?
I'm very well. Thanks for the introduction.
My pleasure. Carl, so you were actually my first ever guest on the podcast. Yeah. So thank you very much for not only being the first to kick it all off, but also to come back on. Now I kind of know a bit more what I'm doing. And I'm pretty sure that Rick and Will have never listened to an episode. Am I right?
bits and
Yes,
pieces.
yes, that's right.
That is correct. Yeah, fantastic. On this very special anniversary week episode, I am absolutely delighted to welcome back returning guest, Miss Jessica Lahore. Jessica, how are you?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm really excited that you invited me back. How are you doing?
Oh, well, it's one of my favorite episodes. So of course you're going to be first on the contact list. I'm not too bad. I'm okay. Still here. Still putting the world to rights one brick at a time.
One brick.
One brick. That's it. Each week, one brick at a time. You are not alone though this time.
I am not alone. Joining us on the call are two of my good Judies, my drag sisters, all the way from Hollywood, California, or Los Angeles, California. Miss Tiffany Vogue is online. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, that's me.
And then I also have my other good Judy joining me here from Denver, Colorado, Miss Lala Queen. Hi, Lala.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here.
On this very special anniversary episode, I am delighted to welcome my wife, Hayley Jones. Hayley, how are you?
Hello, Jeffrey. I'm very good this evening. How are you?
I'm a little apprehensive. I'm apprehensive. I'm not going to lie. So, we've gone through the whole of season 1. I've had guests on, and they have come on and they've told me about their little annoyances and sometimes big annoyances. We've covered a lot of topics, but this is the first person who's actually come on to give me a critique of me.
I was going to say, because all of these people that have been on have been friends, and if not friends, they're people that don't really know you, and I'm here to not necessarily critique you, but just to explain the little Geoff annoyances that I experience on a day-to-day basis.
Basically, the world is going to get a little bit of an insight into how Geoff, who believes he can make everything better, I guess can be made better. Is there one defining thing to round this all off? How do we make Geoff Jones better? Because that's what this podcast is all about. You can't just come on and moan.
Well, I think that's got to be point 21.
Point 21.
Which is your depreciation of yourself. It's one of the biggest upsets and scares of my life, because I have never, ever, ever met anyone quite like you. And I'm not saying that just because you're my husband of 19 years, been together 21 nearly. Is that you don't always come across as believing in yourself. And, oh my God, you need to. Like, you're the funniest, caring, cleverest person I've ever met. I've never known someone to go out of their way to bring so many people together to talk about things, and whether they be things everyone's interested in or not, they're all important issues and they all deserve a sounding board, and you've given people that sounding board. And it makes me so proud to be your wife and your friend, your best friend. And I love your podcast, and I love the joy you bring to other people. But mostly, I enjoy the voice you give to people. And I wish that you believed in yourself as much as I believe in you. And that is my number one bugbear of you, Geoff Jones.